Hey everyone. For today's video, I want to talk to you about the importance of not always blaming yourself when a relationship goes south. Now, this is something that I've dealt with a lot in my own life, where I tend to have the mentality that I'm in control and responsible for a lot of what happens to me. So when a relationship goes south, I inevitably think that there was something I could have done better, or that I did something wrong, that I made mistakes. And yet, quite often, there are going to be times where there was nothing you could have done. When you truly get down to it, relationships are a 50-50 type deal. There's going to be 50% coming from you and 50% coming from them. And you will only ever be in control of your half of the equation. You can't change that other person and you can't control them. So, if they get to a point where they're no longer attracted to you, or they no longer need you, or their love begins to wane, or they stop respecting you, or whatever happens that makes them lose interest, you usually can't do anything to change that because they've made up their mind and you're not in control of their mind. So don't always blame yourself when things go wrong. It's a really unhealthy mindset, especially because, like I said, a lot of the time you cannot change the outcome. I mean, there have even been cases where, now it's been in my recent past, where I've gotten to a point where I kind of know when a relationship is going to, or not that I know when it'll end, but I know that it will end before it even begins, really. I kind of just know. And yet I'll still kind of put myself out there and then feel really bad when it does end, even though I'll reflect back and realize that I knew it was going to end before it even began. I'm sure that's happened to other people as well, but especially in those cases where you knew it was more of a temporary deal, definitely don't beat yourself up. Because if you knew it was going to end, then you were getting in it to bide you over, to have fun, or to grow, or whatever you needed it for, and you knew it wasn't going to be a long-term deal. And that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But that means that you definitely shouldn't beat yourself up when it does end. I mean, when you get down to it, relationships have two outcomes. You either get married or get into a really long-term relationship if you don't believe in marriage, or it ends. Those are the only two outcomes. There's nothing in between. So it's either going to be something long-term or it ends. So just knowing that, we all know that a lot of our relationships are not going to end in marriage, so that pretty much leaves one outcome. Most of them are going to end. And quite often, that ending is not going to be 100% on you. Like I said, it's a 50-50 type deal. But sometimes, if you make mistakes, you can affect the outcome a bit more. It could be more like a 70-30 type thing, where 70% of it was on you and 30% was on them. But you can have cases where it's flipped, or you can have a myriad of possibilities. But what I'm driving at is that it's unhealthy to always take all of the blame on yourself. It's unhealthy to overly analyze the way it ended and to think about where you went wrong or what you could have done better. That's all irrelevant. You can't change the past. So once it ends, just be grateful that you had great times with that person while it lasted. And if they did anything really horrible to make it end, then be grateful that you now know what you don't want and that you hopefully grew from it. But then move on and look towards your future and making your future better for yourself. There's no point in reflecting on it beyond a certain point. After then, when you've analyzed it enough, just let go and keep moving forward. But don't take all the blame on yourself, and don't constantly be overanalyzing the past. Learn from your mistakes and then keep going. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.